Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is You On Podcast. My name is Jared McKenzie. Today is a special podcast. Okay, first off, got my boy Shady J. Round of applause. We got it over there for the special occasion, but he's helping me co-host. We are at Diamond Bear Brewery, and we got Seth here to tell us a little bit about that. So give him a round of applause. What's up, man?
Hey, thanks for coming out today. It's nice to be hosted here on the podcast.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having us on, man. I've been wanting to do a local brewery podcast for a minute, and y'all are the first ones to really just let us pull up.
Yeah, we got a good space for it here.
Yeah, dude, this is so cool. Before we begin, can you tell us about this beer right here?
Yeah, the one we're drinking. This is so delicious.
Yeah,
this is so good.
This is our Oktoberfest, and it's a seasonal beer. It's a Marzen lager, and it got put in cans about a month ago, and it's been flying off the shelves. It's become one of the favorites and one of the best versions that anybody's made of it.
This is my favorite version I've had.
Yeah,
Arkansas, especially.
Yeah, because I've had a couple Oktoberfest beers, and they're just usually like way too intense, or it's either they're way too intense or they're not as intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's never an in between, and this is kind of like the in between.
Yeah, it's got the assertive maltiness, but still a easy drinking lager. You could drink this in the middle of the afternoon.
Right.
What exactly is Oktoberfest beer?
It's a Marzen lager that is basically made to be a party beer. It's made to drink all night, and it's what they host the Oktoberfest around. So it's kind of a not session-y beer, but
like a celebration beer.
Yeah, celebration
Yeah,
beer.
right.
Kicking it beer.
Yeah,
Let's,
it's real seasonal. It's and you'll see it with other styles of beer, like the Sierra Nevada celebration. It's exciting to see those beers come out every year.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's all. I lived in Colorado for a little while, man, and they go crazy Oktoberfest. Like pilgrim outfits, everything.
Are you serious? Like pilgrim outfits?
Yeah,
for real?
bro, they be in pilgrim outfits.
Yeah, all the lederhosen. It's
Dude. I didn't know what it was until then.
Like the fucking skirts or the kilts and the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
all that shit, dude.
Yeah,
That's
like
badass.
Leather get-ups and everything, but it's some kind of traditional German thing.
Right. So yeah, they probably have, what are those things called that you play they have the piano keys?
Oh yeah.
The accordions.
Yeah, accordion.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Because I think that's where polka music comes
Right.
from.
It's
Ooh,
from
okay.
Oktoberfest. You think so?
I mean, I think it's German, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Or at
I'm
least
gonna
that part
say
of
so.
Europe.
I think so.
We need a fact checker. We don't have one.
When I was bringing that up, though, is like I didn't know what Oktoberfest beer was until I moved out there. I lived out there a year or two ago, and it was real big out there. But I just noticed it now this year, dude. They're everywhere. And y'all's right here. I'm not even just saying this to like kiss nobody's ass. This is fire,
it's
dude.
really
It's
fucking
really good.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah,
And this is different than the red ale we had, correct?
so the first one we had was the Amber Ale.
This one?
This one right here. The
Okay,
Amber-
yeah, this
Amber-
right here.
Amber.
Okay, that's right. That's what I meant.
And y'all can find that in all stores.
Yeah, it's widely distributed through Sam's.
That
and,
one's
and
really
most
good.
liquor stores.
It was really,
That
really
one's
good.
really good too. I think I might like this one better.
It's
Because it's got bite at the end. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of a bite,
Mm-hmm.
and so it makes you like want to go back to get another drink. So you're sitting there going, I like that bite. I'm gonna take another sip.
Yeah, it kind of fills that void between like the amber lighter lager and then like an IPA or something like a more assertive beer.
That makes complete sense because like I'm a huge IPA fan, and it gives you kind of that kind of sense, but not as intense.
Yeah.
And it does make me burp. So
I had a question. So y'all been open for 22 years, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was reading something about so I live kind of around, or I have family that live in Heber, Sugarloaf Mountain. Don't y'all have a beer named after that or something like that?
I'm not sure, honestly. There have been. I've only been here a little while, but but there's been a lot of seasonal and one-off
That's
beers
probably
that
what it
it's
is.
probably a
come
seasonal
through.
thing.
And that's the question I wanted to ask too. Y'all, how does that work with breweries? Just doing seasonal beers, like y'all just do a couple brews and make it like how does that work?
Yeah, and it's kind of a balance too, because you you want to keep everything fresh and keep people interested, especially in the tap room. But then on the shelves, it's hard to move new products, get placement and everything for that.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of a balance here at Diamond Bear. We have 4 seasonals. There's an oatmeal stout, a honey vice, and Oktoberfest, and there is one more that I can't think of right now.
You said a oatmeal?
That's what I looked at him.
Does it have a lot of protein?
More than
Can I
most
drink
beers.
it for breakfast? That's what I want to know. Can I have it for breakfast?
That sounds like a brunch.
You can drink any beer for breakfast.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Breakfast
We
beers
were
are the
just talking
best.
about this.
Like on a Saturday,
So-
you wake up and you're like, dude, I have nothing to do but watch football.
So there are monks who during Lent they only drink beer for 40 days.
Well, it makes
Who
sense
does?
because a lot of people, because they can't eat, right? Like they fast, right?
Yeah.
Or they give up something, or
Yeah,
so like
you
they
talking
kind of
about that's
replace
Catholic,
it.
right?
No,
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
is
It's
it?
monks.
It's like
It's a Catholic thing.
I don't know
Yeah.
who does it. I'm
And
not
I don't know where.
religious.
But but it sounds like the kind of Lent sacrifice that your wife wouldn't give
Right.
you much credit for.
Right.
She's like, oh, you're
Right.
only going to drink beer.
Yeah, definitely. Like, what's the problem with that? You get a lot of nutrients from it, you know?
It's got the B vitamins
Right.
Man, I love beer so much, dude.
and the
It's so
electrolytes
good.
plants crave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to start buying, because I'm a crafty guy, dude, like when it comes to beers and all that. Especially when I moved to Colorado, I learned that. I need some of these glasses, dude.
Dude, yes.
Yeah, I like
these are
this,
so
this
dope.
shape of glass. This is what I drink out of when I'm.
What is this shape
Like my
called?
pinky up, you
I
know?
honestly don't know what they call that, but it's my favorite glass that we have here in the brewery.
Small tall.
It's a
is what I'm
brewery
gonna call
thing,
it.
though. Can
Yeah.
I?
Yeah. A little clinky.
Can I get one on?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
clinks.
clinky.
Little clinks.
Ching
Little
ching.
clinks. Yes, sir. It's good shit.
So, what is your favorite beer here? Personally,
It changes.
the
I'm
mood.
an IPA guy, but like big stouts and things. But if I'm sitting here, slowly drinking something while I'm busy, the amber ale and the fest have become staples that I go to the most. The Irish Red is another one that's really grown on me. I really like that. But then we got the IPA it's great, and the 2-term double IPA, they're all great. But I find myself drinking these slightly lighter, easier to eat, more approachable beers.
Right.
so we were talking about season like beers too. Do you feel like me being a beer connoisseur and loving beer? I go on seasonal kicks.
Oh,
Beers
yeah.
I like.
See, I don't do that, bro.
Really?
I'm the complete opposite. I drink, like, no offense, but I drink, like, cheap beer a lot because my wallet would be hurting. But, like, when I do buy something, it's usually, like, IPAs, lagers, stuff like that that's heavier just because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to treat myself. Instead of getting, like, a light beer, you're like, I want to get something that's going to give it a little kick, you know what I mean?
Well, and brewing started out like that for me too. When you start out making 5 gallons of beer, that's like 2 cases. It's going to take 6 to 8 hours to do
Right,
it. It
Wait,
might
what?
as well be 9%.
right.
Can,
Might as
can
well
you say
be
that one more time?
heavy
How
shit.
long does that take?
It probably takes 6 hours to 8 hours on a brew day. And the crazy thing is making 5 gallons or making 1,000 gallons over here, it takes about the same amount of time.
Really?
Oh yeah,
No way.
That's what's crazy.
like
That's what I was
the
like.
proportions don't change.
not very much.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy, dude.
Is it just because of like the way that they interact and like it happens, or
It's just the same process. Like if you baked a giant cake,
Oh, that makes sense.
it wouldn't be a lot different than baking a little one.
that makes so much
So,
sense?
all right. So, whenever y'all do these seasonals, what like when someone's in here, like in the brew or whatever, how do they go about making this new brew that's a seasonal?
So
Are they mixed ever? Like they mix 2 brews together or something?
no, they're all made individually. And the crazy thing is that about 90% of the grain and the biggest stout to the lightest beer are virtually identical and they're just plain. But then 5 or 10% of the grain will be roasted or
Oh, okay.
to one level or another,
Right.
and that changes everything about the beer.
What are you roasting at that point though? Like
Yeah.
to make it different?
So you, unless you're making the malt yourself,
Right,
you're
right,
ordering
right.
it that way. But they take that same base grain and then they'll roast it, and some of it as dark as coffee.
Right.
But you might only need a couple percent of all your grain to be that roasted
Right.
to make it black as it
Yeah,
can be.
depending on the I guess the amount of time it's roasted and how cooked it is. I
Yeah.
guess like the less cooked, the more light it is. The dark,
Yep.
more how cooked it is. It's gonna be more stout.
Yeah, but it's
That's
real
fucking
surprising
cool,
how
man.
little the grain it takes to make it pitch black.
Okay, so one of these big things like Patsy right here,
Huh?
like how much grain would be needed to fill that thing up?
Depending on the beer.
Right. Like say it's like a medium.
Let's say it was medium. It would take about 6,000 pounds of grain.
Jesus
Woo!
Christ. And where do y'all get y'all's grain from?
A couple different vendors, but there are some big
They're all pretty identical.
malting houses that and all the styles are very similar because
Right,
everybody's
right.
grown to use this or that.
Right, because it's like a kind of like a trending way to get product out or whatever in a way.
Yeah, and people have been doing it the same way for forever.
Right, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, you over here fucking kicking my ass.
Bro, this shit is good.
It
man.
is good.
That's why, like, I was telling them, I'm like, man,
Not trying to drink too many.
you
so
know, because I have
fast,
some
though,
people
bro.
come on here and they're like, man, do you actually like this person's product, or do you just want them to come on? I'm like, no, this shit is fucking good.
Yeah, because me and you talked, and me and you haven't actually even tried many of their beers before. And yesterday, I told you I bought that Blue Golden just to see what I was getting into, right? Because I didn't like I drink other local beers or whatever, but never really thought of getting Diamond Bear. And then I went to my place I always go to get beer, and I was like, hey, y'all got any Diamond Bear? And he's like, yeah, we have a whole section right here. I was like, let me get this one. Didn't even look into what it was. I just grabbed it. And like I was talking to you earlier, it's kind of like a lighter lager. Like it's like it reminds me of kind of an island lager, you know? Like it's got a lot of flavor, but it's not too overpowering.
Right.
And this is like like I was saying earlier, the perfect blend of heavy and light. Like it's like right in between that good
A smooth
texture.
drink.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
it's
smooth.
It's real smooth. You can sit
Real
there
smooth.
and sip on that no matter what's going on.
Is this what you were walking around drinking earlier?
That was actually the Irish Red. That's probably
Oh,
the one we should
nice.
try next.
I'm
And
definitely down
it's
for
right
that
in
one.
the same wheelhouse with this, but it's an ale. But it's very similar.
And so
malt
what's the
profile.
difference between an ale and this Oktoberfest?
So ales and lagers, ales they ferment a lot faster. The yeast actually float in the beer and ferment on the top mainly because the temperature.
You talking
being
about
higher.
during the process?
Yeah, during the
Okay.
process. And if you put it in a glass bottle, you can watch the ale just stir.
Really? Like it'll just start
That's
going by
crazy.
itself?
Oh yeah, it's wild.
No way.
So
is
then-
it like
Dude,
whenever you
the whole concept of
It'll just
brewing is pretty bad. Not to cut you off.
No, you're
But
good.
this whole ordeal of just brewery.
I have so many
brewing.
questions now.
Yeah,
I
dude.
have so many. Like, there's all this awesome shit around us
I
that I have
picked-
no idea.
I picked Shady up. I was like, man, you nervous? He's like, dude, I'm just overly excited.
Dude,
You know what I
overly.
mean?
It's
We
so
love drinking
fun.
beer, you know? And it's a fun thing. It's honestly kind of like a sport. You know, people might call me out when I say it, but it kind of is, dude.
In the way that people get immersed in it, because
Exactly.
people crack out on statistics. They want
Yeah,
to care
yeah,
more
yeah.
than they even do sometimes.
Right,
you know,
right,
and then
right.
but with beer, there's a million things that one of them's going to speak to you, and when you go places where I feel like we're still kind of on the beer frontier here in Arkansas. But when
yeah.
you go out west, there's a brewery on every corner.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
playground out back, and families are just
You mean
hanging
like
out.
expansion wise, like where it comes to like
There's a
different
lot.
brewers?
I think he's saying there's a lot.
But it's like
A
more
bunch.
like culturally
Accepted.
accepted, and
Right.
and it's grown into a part of society where here
Right.
it's still kind of
It
viewed
depends
as a
on what
vice,
part.
You know?
'Cause
It
we
depends
live
on
in
what
a-
part of Arkansas.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
live in a
That's
dry
true.
county.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So
Little Rock's probably the biggest for that,
Yeah.
right? I would say.
And then
500,000
Northwest
people.
is blown up too. They're like,
Well,
it's-
I just mean the whole, like, just the capital, like, Little
Right.
Rock, like,
Oh, yeah.
versus, like, because I want to say, like, y'all, Lost 40, Flyway, you know, that's the breweries come to mind when I think of Arkansas.
yeah,
you know?
those are probably the biggest.
Red Kettle.
that's what I'm saying.
the other one,
Production
right?
breweries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I told
This
him.
is really good, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I
So,
keep thinking about it. Like, fuck, it's so
so
so good.
this is not scripted at all.
It's never scripted. Dude.
It never is, man. But
No.
No, I was telling him, and that was another thing I was telling you. I'm like, not kissing ass or nothing like that. I was like, man, what if you come here, we don't like a beer?
Yeah, just
Are we gonna be fake?
And I
But
told
dude,
him,
the
I
two
said,
beers
nah.
we have were like, dude, holy.
I said, no, if I
You
don't
know what I
like
mean?
it, I will let you know. Like, I'm not one of those
The
guys that's
only-
like, oh, yeah, it's real good.
Here's my only. Do y'all have sours? I'm liking
I don't
this
think we
already.
made any sours here.
I don't. Have you ever had a
I
sour?
don't even know what a sour
I
is,
have,
bro.
and
I can't do sour.
And-
For
and-
me,
It's a sour.
for me, everybody's got their own preference.
And,
What's a sour?
There are really light ones that are approachable, but
Probably better than other ones.
really, yeah. The sour thing is
That's not
definitely
a
has to grow on you.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it, like you have to like pickles or something?
Have you ever had a no? Well, yeah.
I fucking
Have you
love
ever had a
pickles,
sour?
bro.
If
No.
you, bro, you would know if you
It's
had
like
a sour.
it's like drinking
though.
vinegar.
Listen, I saw
It really
I saw
is.
a 6-pack of a dill pickle beer at the beer store the other day, and I almost bought it, but I went, what if I don't like it?
I'd almost drink
Because
that
I
over a
love
sour.
because I
though.
love pickles, and it would ruin it for
Yeah,
me.
and then you're just gonna
I'd
have
be like,
them looking
man,
at you
fuck.
forever. in the
No,
fridge.
I would pour them out in the sink, dude. Fuck that. I'm gonna pour them out in the sink.
Oh, man, this
There's
is
no way
great.
I'm gonna power through some nasty ass beer. I mean, I've done it before, but you know, I mean,
Not until Sunday
what it
night.
is.
Yeah.
Until Sunday night.
what do you mean? Being a dry county, dude. I almost drive to Little Rock just to get beer at a brewery.
Yeah,
because I have to get some.
That's another thing.
You know what I'm saying?
So, and that was another thing too. Like I went to a brewery, and on Sunday you can buy beer from a brewery.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a.
What's
it's,
the law on that?
I think it's a native brewer thing where
It's like a-
anybody that's a native brewery, like Arkansas owned brewery. I
Right.
don't know all the details on that,
Right, right.
but
But something like
they
that.
can sell packaged
Do y'all
beer.
sell on Sundays?
Oh,
yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the best shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that though. The
It-
first time I went to a brewery, I'm like, they're like, well, you can buy these 4-pack.
Yeah, and
Like,
here,
hold
here
on,
we
wait a
package
minute,
our beers.
what? On a Sunday?
In like little brew pubs and stuff, they can sell a growler on Sunday. But
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Uh-uh.
just thought you had to go to the
Do
brewery.
you have a list? Do you have a list?
No,
we
they
can
could
have?
sell whatever on Sunday. You know what I mean?
a list of what? Sorry.
You said the you can.
Well,
at
so
pubs?
because of the-
yeah, because
it's
they don't already
Arkansas?
have it canned up like we do, but
Oh.
we can sit there and sling cans like it's a.
Oh, I got
yeah,
you.
like at the
I
store.
see what you're saying.
Slanging
yeah.
them.
Dude,
Bang.
slanging them beers, bro.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause real quick. We'll be right back with y'all. All right, we are back again. Let's talk about this new beer. It is, what is Indian Red? Is that what you said?
Yeah, this is our red ale.
Should we
So-
cheers it?
Yeah,
One more time?
cheers.
Yeah.
Clinkies.
Yeah.
Clinky.
So it's got a real similar malt profile, maybe a little bit more on the chocolate side. It's got some
I
chocolate
can
malt in it.
taste that. I
But
can
it's,
actually taste that now that you say
It's
that.
a really good red ale.
It is. It
This
is
shit
really
is
good.
man.
And it's still drinkable like the Oktoberfest, for instance, but it's
Right.
got a little bit more of that like assertive ale yeast character.
Yeah, like
might
a
like-
little
I
more
might like
kick
this one
to
better.
it. I call it the kick.
Yeah.
Is what I call it. It's got a nice little bite to it.
You talking about after?
I mean, right after you're done sipping it, you can feel it.
I
like
think
the
this
aftertaste.
one, I don't know, that Oktoberfest was good, though.
I think I might like the Oktoberfest a little better.
I think I like this one a little bit better.
I don't know.
For me.
See, I've been at it a long time, and I still can't make up my mind.
You can't make up
See,
your mind.
but that's
And
how
see,
you know the beer. That's
thing.
how you know
Yeah.
the brew's good.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
When you're going back and
if there's
forth.
only one beer that you drink all the time,
Oh, then you're
it might
fucked.
be a bad sign.
Yeah. Then you're stuck in your ways, and you're like, I'm not trying to learn any other beers. I just want to drink this one.
or maybe the other ones just aren't good.
Right.
But you're
Ooh,
right.
talking shit.
Talk to
Yeah.
shit.
It can just happen.
Tell me about this movie that was shot out here, or the scene, or whatever.
Yeah. So
Power
there,
Rangers.
Yeah. So there was an action movie filmed here, and they had gear and lights all throughout the brewery for at least a month and a half. It might have been 2 months, but I mean, I was walking through the hallway one day and ran into Harvey Keitel, and
That's
I
a
was
big
like,
deal.
whoa, I haven't seen you except in huge movies
Right.
ever before.
That's awesome.
But Dolph Lundgren and
If he
Oh, my
dies, he
goodness.
dies. That guy?
Yeah. And, I'm trying to remember the lead character's name. He was in Avatar. He was like the head military guy. He was in
Oh, man.
Tombstone.
I don't
and
know his
Gettysburg.
name. You talking about the dude with the gray hair that had the scar on his face? Man, I don't even know his
I
name.
can't remember his name off the top of my
I
head.
know
right
exactly who you're talking about.
These people showed up while you was here the other day.
Now. Yeah.
And you're just sitting there like,
Did y'all know,
Well, yeah. So
or did you know?
So they somehow or another wound up hitting up for us about filming the movie here, and he was like, "Sure, bring it on out. We got a lot of extra space." And they were having shootouts and fights in the kitchen and out here in the brew house, and there were stunt doubles like getting thrown around.
Nobody got hurt.
seriously?
Nobody got hurt very bad. They were filming at it.
Not very bad.
But yeah, one day I was coming out here to filter some beer, and I was showing up at like 10 p.m. and expected to unlock the gate and be out here working on my own. And instead, there were 70 cars in the parking lot.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
instead,
Where do I park?
instead
Yeah,
I
where
just
the fuck do I park?
yeah. Well, I found my spot.
Right.
And then,
He's
and
got
then-
a sign. We
I was about to
noticed
say,
that.
you have cones and everything.
No, you didn't see that. When we rode up, I seen a sign because we were gonna park, and it said "Reserved for Seth."
Oh, for real?
I'm like, man, he's a big. You
Didn't
don't
even
remember seeing
see
that?
that,
Man,
bro.
that beer
No.
is good. He don't remember
It's
seeing that,
so
but I'm
good.
telling you,
but-
Man, I can't remember shit.
yeah, so I showed
Diamond
up,
Bear, y'all.
and
Diamond Bear Brewing Company.
and they were doing filming out here, right here where we're sitting, and I obviously couldn't do the work that I was planning to do, so instead I hung out and they were playing Jenga between takes on the bar and filming until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Playing Jenga?
Yeah, they would show up at like 3 p.m. and they would leave at
Like the
three
like the,
to
Like the
six.
fucking
Like,
block
Jenga
game?
or-
For real?
yeah, like a real Jenga. And
like a big one or a little
it
one.
was just a little one, but they,
Really?
they
Who
were all
won?
taking
Yeah, who
taking
won?
turns. I don't remember it falling.
They were that good. He don't remember them falling.
I think
Yeah,
the
but what-
beer was that good.
The,
is what happened.
the Black Power Ranger, he was one of the stunt guys.
For real?
Yeah, he was packing a, his
Did he have the
gun.
costume
That's
on and everything?
awesome.
No, but he signed one of those stainless dishes inside, and it says the Black Power Ranger. His name's Johnny something.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody was really cool.
I love that.
And I'm not sure what they thought about Arkansas.
Well, they probably were like,
Sound
y'all
like-
are really nice
Yeah,
for letting
yeah.
us come here.
Y'all
Yeah,
let
totally.
us do stunts
'Cause I'm-
Right.
at a brewery in Arkansas. I'm gonna say that's fucking America. The
That's
only way
pretty-
you could be more badass
That's pretty
if you
good.
put your arm out and a bald eagle like just landed on.
Yeah,
it.
right.
There's the only way you could be more badass.
And then cut your hair for you.
Yeah, and it's a mullet now. They got a barbed wire tattoo around them. That's the only way. You're not getting that
That's
badass if you
shit.
don't go to Diamond Bear.
Definitely
Brewery
not.
In Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, it was cool. I think next summer it's supposed to come out, and I believe that the name of the movie is supposed to be Hellfire.
Nice. I'm
I'm
definitely
gonna
watch
go
it.
watch that
You have
premiere.
Okay,
to.
so here's another thing about the story, is there were cans and cans, and they used all of our branding. Like there was a
No
scene where
way.
they were messing with one of the fluorescent lights in there,
Yeah.
like the one hanging on the wall.
Right.
But they had our cans filled up with flour. I don't know if I'm spilling anything, but but the premise of the movie is that
They'll never
There-
see this.
there's a
They might.
You never know.
there's a cartel, and they own the brewery, and they're shipping
Oh, nice.
cocaine in the cans.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
And it's y'all's cans?
How
Yeah.
dare they?
Oh no
How
way!
dare they smuggle
And
it
they're
in
gonna.
Diamond
It's gonna
Bear?
be on the movie.
Yeah, after we take our next break, I'll have to show you one of the props.
Yes,
Dude, I'm so down.
Oh my god,
We
bro.
need to shoot a YouTube short of the video of the can.
Is there cocaine in this?
I'm just
Because I'm
saying.
feeling uppity.
I
I'm just
mean,
playing. I'm playing.
It might just
I'm
be
playing.
because of the good vibes though. Calm
No,
down.
it's just that good of a beer.
It's the good hoppy notes, man.
Diamond Bear.
It's so hobby.
This is really fucking good.
You said this is hoppy?
This is the.
It's not particularly hobby, but
This-
it'll make you feel that way.
You said this is the Indian red, right? Definitely.
Okay,
It'll
okay,
definitely
I
make
see
you
that.
feel hoppy.
Yeah. If y'all don't see our reactions on this podcast now, this beer is great.
Little froggy, you know.
Say
Man, this,
foggy or froggy? Oh, froggy.
all the above.
Those
Man,
are
this is a
interchangeable.
great brew. And you know what? When we walked in, too, it felt very welcoming. Like, honestly, I walked in, had to take a piss, got out of the pisser, and you were like, hey, my name is Seth. I'm like, okay, so nice. I didn't even have to go look for you.
Dude,
what I'm
yeah,
trying to
he
get
came
at.
up. He came up to me and was like, "Are you Jared?" And I was like, "Nah, he's in the
Oh,
bathroom."
what'd you hear?
I was like, "He's in the bathroom." I should
Oh,
have been
that's
like,
why
"Yeah,
it's-
how's it going?"
Just betrayed me. I would have been shady there.
No,
All
there's
day.
no way.
You're not getting my brand.
There's no way you can stay shady, bro.
Man. All right, we'll take one more break. Back again. Yo, hold on. We just. Yeah, let's
This
do this
one.
real quick.
I really like this one.
Oh my god. I was gonna cap to y'all, like we just tried that for the first, but no, we did, but just not when we just played.
Yeah.
This, all right. I like the other two, no doubt.
That's
this
one.
right here. What is it called?
It's the Presidential IPA.
So
That shit is so good, bro.
bussin'.
So good, dude. Like bussin'.
It's a good IPA. There.
Honestly,
It's really, really good.
hold on. Let me take a sip.
It's got an amazing flavor, and it's not too heavy.
That might
as an
be
IPA.
my favorite Arkansas IPA right there.
Possibly.
Possibly.
And it's kind of in the West Coast style. It's got a lot of dry hops, but it's still got a fair amount of malt to it. It's well balanced, and the IPA style is all over the board these days.
Right.
Yeah, and
This is a good one.
I told you I'm like a hazy guy. There's like a couple different type of hazies, but like my favorite hazy is like an East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So being West Coast type of IPA, I'm not saying this is a hazy, but
Right.
You can close your eyes.
I'm not.
and
imagine.
It's
it.
close. Yeah,
right.
but for sure. And is this considered a dry hop?
Yeah. So
For a dry hop, this is the best dry hop I've ever fucking had.
So what's the difference between a dry hop and what I'm guessing is a wet hop?
So
just a hop.
So,
I don't know the difference.
So
Just a hop.
when people
Gotcha.
talk about wet hops, they mean fresh hops.
Fresh, 'kay.
But when they say dry hop, they mean that you're putting the dry pellets, usually
Gotcha.
of hops, into the fermenting beer in the tank.
Right.
It's more or
Where-
less bitter, right?
What's that?
Dry hops, more or less bitter, right?
Yeah. So
More bitter. Right.
So the only bittering really comes from boiling the hops. So a lot of even the old school West Coast IPAs, like Stone Ruination, some like huge bitter beers, have changed their style a lot, where they add all of the hops at the end. They call it hop bursting.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
so it becomes less bitter, and you get more of the aroma and the like floral.
There's so
different
much cool
aspects.
shit
Like the
and chemistry that
terpenes.
goes with
You know
like
what I'm saying? Like
brewing.
the terpenes of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Instead of
and if you don't boil them, those terpenes stay, where otherwise you would have boiled them off.
Damn, this
you can definitely taste the full flavor of it.
this
though.
stuff is so good, dude.
It really is, and I'm really mad at myself.
This is my
I'm mad at myself for not having these beers before, because
yeah.
I'm like, it's been around for
100%.
22 years and I haven't tried it. I've been
this
drinking for,
specifically
like-
this beer right here is like
Right.
I feel like it's like a either it's like,
like a
a
cheat
celebrate.
code, bro.
All right, so I'm drinking beer when I'm watching the Hogs,
Uh-huh.
but especially if the Hogs pull an upset, then that's my specialty like beer right there, crafts. I'm thinking this is either that or this is I'm kicking it on a Sunday and I just want a few.
Oh yeah.
This is that. You know what I mean?
He's like,
for
you
me.
can't have a few. You can
No.
only have like
but that
16.
few will get you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and this
Right.
one's like 6%, so you can they're
nice.
drinkable, but you also know you're drinking them, like they're
Right.
like they
Right.
have flavor.
You have the
They're
kick.
tasty, very tasty.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one too right here is like someone who only like just drinks like Bud Light, Coors, or like,
I would put them off.
yeah.
Oh, they
but,
drink it
but,
and be like, I don't fucking like this.
But I think this would be closer to what they could like take.
I could
Like
see that.
versus
know.
of like what we just had, because I don't know. I've had some of my buddies try Oktoberfest. Nah, that other, what was it, Amber?
What are these noble hops?
yeah,
I
the
don't know.
amber ale.
I don't know. I'm biased, so